So, my first question to you is, what is your favorite quality about yourself?
Oh, that's a plot twist. I wasn't expecting you to say about yourself. I was expecting you to say about,
There you
about
go.
you. Physical or character or like anything.
It's an open question.
Oh. Okay, one quality that I think I've like rediscovered about myself that I'm like growing to enjoy. And this is a good question because it's making me like, I don't know if it's like a female thing where it's like it's weird kind of like tooting your own horn.
Yeah, that's exactly, maybe for some background.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I thought this was a good question, because I feel like, yeah, like you say, maybe for a woman, it's very easy to be more self-critical.
Right.
Or to notice when there is something about yourself that you do not like. But I thought this was, when I came across this question, I thought, actually, this kind of reframes the whole conversation and kind of forces you to lead with the positive, to lead with the things that are amazing about you, because you know they exist.
Right.
But you just probably don't talk about them as much as you should.
Right, because it feels weird.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Yeah.
Especially for a British person.
Exactly.
We're told not to celebrate anything.
No. But yeah, I guess like one thing that I've discovered recently is just like, as I've been like out and about, yeah. No, like I'm so aware of like what things are like British, because like, I don't know, we're in America and like most of you guys are American, but yeah, as I've been out and about, I don't know if that's super British or if you guys say it too, but anyway, as I've been out and about, I've just been like having really great conversations with strangers. And like I went to Home Depot to get like some stuff for like a DIY project that I was working on. And there's this really lovely lady that I met, Caroline. And she's like older. I think she's like in her like 60s, maybe 60s or 70s. And we just got talking. Like I was telling her about a project I was working on. She's like, oh, were you a painter? And I was like, not really, but like I'm trying to kind of get more into DIY. And she was telling me about these beautiful scarves that she makes. And it was like I was walking off, and then right at the end, she was like, hey, like, can we exchange numbers? I'd love to grab a coffee. And I was like, I'd love to grab a coffee too, Caroline. And she's like 70. And I really get on with like older women. As weird as that sounds. But I don't know, like I feel like I'm kind of like an old soul. So like and I love like how grounded like, women tend to be like when they get into their like 60s and 70s. And I just feel like there's so much to learn from that as like a younger woman, like just, I don't know, the groundedness, the sureness that they have in themselves, the way that they've grown to just love themselves, like have hobbies, so many things that I learned from them. But yeah, I just had a great chat with her, and she literally said at the end of our conversation, wow, that really made my day, Mayfair. Like, thanks for actually stopping and chatting. The other day I went to Publix, I saw this guy, I needed like some ginger. And I noticed he had an accent. I was like, where are you from? And he said he's from Kenya. And I was like, oh, my husband's Kenyan. And we just got talking. And again, like he was like, wow, thank you for actually stopping and talking, because so many people, just make assumptions about me, or they assume that I don't know how to speak good English because I have an accent, like stuff like that. And even yesterday, like I went to Goodwill and I saw this group of ladies, and I just, struck up a conversation with them, and they asked me for coffee. Like afterwards, I was like, I have to go, but like I'd love to. And so I think the quality that I'm really growing to love about myself is just, I guess, the ability to talk to different people and to like make people feel really seen. Not because they have like a huge important title, not because I know anything about them that's like, noteworthy, but just because they're a human being. And I think it's really, really hard to know any human being up close and not find something admirable about them or interesting about them. But again, I think in an influencer culture, we're taught to lead with our attributes and like, this is what makes me super cool because I dress like this and I'm into this and I'm into that. But when it's day to day and you can't show, or like, hey, I've got, 10 Balenciagas like in my wardrobe and this is how beautiful my house is, and you just have you, it forces you to actually relate to someone as a human being. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that quality about myself, is just being able to relate to human beings like from all different walks of life, and hopefully give someone that moment of like, you really matter. Like you're worth having a conversation to. Like I find what you have to say interesting and genuinely, not as like a technique or like as a, whatever, but just because it fills me up so much. So yeah. Thanks for that question.